Imagine, it is early 1914 and you have been invited into the drawing room of Mr. and Mrs. Will and Annie Sutton, who live at 89 Discovery Street, Victoria, Vancouver Island. Like many others who were lucky enough to see Will Sutton's incredible mineral collection, we are now going to view just a few of the more colourful specimens from the Sutton-Thompson collection, which is a significant part of the mineral collection held at the Pacific Museum of Earth, Vancouver, Canada. And whilst you view the specimens, I will tell you part of Will's story. William John Sutton, known to his friends and family as Will, studied geology at Sibley College, Cornell University, as part of a mechanical engineering degree, but left after 2 years to enroll on a specialist course in assaying at the Columbia School of Mines, New York, in 1876, after which he moved to Vancouver Island, where his father owned a lumber business. He opened an assaying shop in Victoria when he was only 18 years of age, but there was no call for his services, so he took control of his father's lumber business in Cowichan, where, as well as running the business, he set up an assaying office. In 1887-88, Will took up the position of government assayer, a position he held for 2 years until he was forced to leave to sort out his father's lumber business. During the 2 years, however, he produced reports for the Minister of Mines, based on his inspections of, for example, the Nicola Mines, Joshua Mine, the King William, the Tubal Cain, the Star Mine, the Mary Reynolds, the Jenny Long, the Bonanza Lodge, and the Ilissuat mines. Of course, he took the opportunity to add to his mineral collection along the way. In 1895, Will decided to complete his degree whilst teaching at Michigan School of Mines, where he stays for 5 years. The courses he taught alongside various professors included geology, mineralogy, metallurgy, assaying, crystallography, petrography and fieldwork, as well as inspecting mines and further adding to his mineral collection. On his return to Vancouver Island in 1890, he took up the position of personal geologist to James Dunsmuir, and in this capacity he not only travelled around British Columbia but many parts of the world, looking for opportunities to expand the Dunsmuir Empire, whilst at the same time adding to his amazing mineral collection. He planned to retire early to write and publish papers on his immense collection. Unfortunately, however, he suddenly died in 1914. On his death, Dr. R. W. Brock, director of the Canadian Geological Society, said, and I quote, "In the death of W. J. Sutton, Canada lost one of her most enthusiastic mineralogists. Unbounded was his love for his science, which may truly be said to have filled his life. It had been his hope and intention to retire from his professional work and to devote himself to the large mineralogical and petrographical collection which he had gathered, presenting it to a public institution as the nucleus of a museum for the instruction and pleasure of his fellow citizens. He possessed much geological and mineralogical knowledge of British Columbia that is new, which undoubtedly he would have given to the world had he secured the leisure to prepare it for publication." In looking over the collection recently, the writer noticed some interesting specimens of minerals not generally known to occur in British Columbia, and some whose occurrence, he believes, have not been recorded. These will be mentioned, and such as have not previously been recorded should be credited to this ardent mineralogist. As the collection numbers about 13,000 specimens, it is highly probable that a careful examination would disclose many other new occurrences." Unquote. In fact, Will Sutton is accredited with finding 48 new mineral specimens in British Columbia. In 1927, his unique collection of minerals, rocks and fossils were bought by the University of British Columbia. The Times of Victoria covered the story. Quote, "Although generally acknowledged by mineralogists and geologists to be one of the most perfect collections in existence, there are only a few other people aware that a quaint old family residence on Discovery Street, Victoria, contained such a priceless display of crystals, minerals, earths, and precious stones as that so carefully collected from all quarters of the globe by the late W.J. Sutton, a gentleman of vast experience in this particular branch of scientific research." As may be inferred from the above remarks, the late Mr. Sutton was a great traveller, and it may be remembered acted as geologist for the Dunsmuir interests. In this capacity he visited practically every corner of the world. Many of his much prized specimens were gathered in Egypt, while others were selected from Mexico, from the farthest points on this continent, from north and south mining districts of Europe, while his collection from various parts of British Columbia will, for all time, be of the greatest assistance to youthful geologists and scientists of the university whose desire it is to delve further into the bowels of this old earth of ours. Even to attempt giving an idea of this splendid collection would require a volume, but it may be casually noted that many of his crystals are unique, and it is highly probable that their equal could hardly be found in the museums of the country. While the much sought precious yellow metal is seen in abundance, the various colourings are particularly pleasing to the eye. Quite a number of gold nuggets, and indeed in all forms, would suggest to the present-day prospector a great longing to meet such lucky finds, while the collection of baser metals gives assays almost too good to dream about." Unquote. The original Sutton collection included over 800 different mineral specimens from 4,036 locations. The collection was later renamed Sutton-Thomson Collection in recognition of Professor R.M. Thomson, who cared for and donated a further 36 specimens to the collection. The Pacific Museum of Earth mineral collection holds 10,200 mineral samples and photographs. Of 7,711 are available on Flickr. Of these, just over 3,000 are from the Sutton-Thomson collection, and this video has allowed you to view some of them. For more information about the minerals and where they came from, please visit the Pacific Museum of Earth and click on their mineral collection, which will give you a link to the collection on Flickr. By the way, my name is Jan Bridget, and Will Sutton is a distant ancestor. I have written a book about Will and his family. It is called Will Sutton, Vancouver Island's Forgotten Trailblazer. Thank you for listening, and thank you for viewing.